Hello friends, with this session let us start the practical sessions of C programming. At the outset, we need to familiarize different programming environments which are used for compiling and executing the C programs. As you all aware, several compilers are available for compiling and executing C programs. GCC and CC are the very common C compilers in Linux platform. But suppose you are using Windows platform, you can opt Turbo C compiler. Turbo C provides a very good IDE for supporting your program development, which we have already discussed in the theory sessions. Let us begin with the GCC compiler, and later we shall also discuss the Turbo C compiler, especially to handle the functions provided with the header file conio.h. To handle the CC compiler, you should be familiar with the Linux operating system. As Ubuntu is the most well known Linux distribution, let us first familiarize the C programming environment supported by Ubuntu. We can use either Vim or gedit text editors on Ubuntu for writing C programs. Let us now see the gedit text editor. You can just see the editor environment. Let us now learn how to write a simple C program in gedit and compile and run it using CC compiler. First, you have to open the terminal window in Ubuntu. You can press Ctrl Alt plus T keys simultaneously on your keyboard as a shortcut for this. Next, open the text editor. At the prompt, type gedit space first C program dot C. Please note that first program is the name of the program and all the C files will have extension .c. Now, you press enter. The text editor has opened. Now, let us start to write your first program in C. We can write a comment first. So, you can use double slash to comment a line, that is double slash my first C program. Comments are used to understand the flow of the program and gives us information about the program. Now, you press enter, then type hash include space stdio.h. stdio.h is a header file. A program must contain this header file when it uses standard input output functions. Now, in the next line you type int space main, then close the braces. Main is a special function. It denotes that the execution of the program begins from this line. Every program should have a main function and there should not be more than one main function. Otherwise, the compiler cannot locate the beginning of the program. The opening bracket and the closing bracket is called parenthesis. Parenthesis followed by main indicates that main is a function. Here int main function takes no arguments. It returns a value of type integer. In the first line, type opening curly bracket to mark the beginning of the function main. You can type closing curly bracket and inside the brackets press enter and type your code. Indentation makes the code easier to read and we can locate our errors faster. That is, it helps in faster debugging. So, let us give 3 spaces or a tab space here and type printf. Printf is a standard C function to print the output on the terminal. Inside the bracket, within double quotes, type welcome to C programming /n. /n signifies new line. So, after the execution of the printf function, the cursor move to the next line. Every C statement must end with a semicolon. Hence, you type it at the end of the statement. Semicolon act as a statement terminator. Now, you move to the next line and put a tab space for indentation and type return space 0 semicolon. Return 0 statement returns the integer 0. An integer has to be returned for this function because the function type is integer. You can also use void main instead of int main. Then return 0 is not required in your code. Void returns nothing. Here return statement marks the end of the executable statements. Now, you click on the save button in the text editor to save the file. It is a good habit to save your files frequently when you make any change in your code. This will save you from unexpected power failures. Let us now try to compile your program. You come back to the terminal, type gcc space first program dot c space hyphen o space my output. GCC is the compiler name and first program dot c is your file name. Hyphen o my output says that the executable should go to the file my output. Now, you press enter, we see that the program is compiled and there is no error in this program. Now, you can see that the file called my output is already generated. Now, to execute this program, you just type dot slash my output, then you press enter. Here the output is displayed as welcome to C programming. Since return is the last statement to be executed, the program halts with the return statement. Now, you see the program. First is the command line double slash my first C program hash include stdio.h int main within curly braces printf welcome to C programming /n close the braces and semicolon return 0 semicolon and close the curly brace. We shall move on to the sample programs to familiarize on the input output functions in C. The getChar function reads the next available character from the screen and returns it as an integer. This function reads only single character at a time. You can use this method in the loop in case you want to read more than one character from the screen. The putchar function puts the character passed on the screen and returns the same character. This function puts only single character at a time. You can use this method in the loop in case you want to display more than one character on the screen. Now, let us try to write a C program to input and output numerical values. Let us see the algorithm first. Step 1, start. Step 2, print a message to enter numerical value. Step 3, read the numerical value into a memory location. Step 4, read and print the previously inserted number from the memory location. Step 5, stop. Now, we shall implement this as a C program. Let us move to the editor and start typing this program. Hash include stdio.h, void main within curly braces int c semicolon printf, enter an integer number, scanf %d comma ampersand sign num semicolon. Then you can comment that read a single integer value in printf, the value is %d /n comma num, then close the parenthesis and semicolon, then you close the curly brace. Now, let us compile this program and run and see the result. So, you can see the system prompt for enter an integer number. Suppose you are entering 153, the output will be the value is 153. In this program, first we print the message on the screen to navigate the user for entering an integer value. This can be done with printf function. In this program, we enter a numerical value of 153. This value will be copied into the variable num. The copying can be done with the scanf function. In the scanf function, %d indicate the type of the value which the user is permitted to input is an integer, and ampersand sign num will be the location to store the integer value. In the next line of the program, again we read the integer value from the num variable using the parameter in a printf function. Let us now move to another program to print character using getChar and putchar functions. The getChar function reads the next available character from the screen and returns it as an integer. This function reads only single character at a time. You can use this method in the loop in case you want to read more than one character from the screen. The putchar function puts the character passed on the screen and returns the same character. This function puts only single character at a time. You can use this method in the loop in case you want to display more than one character on the screen. Now, let us go through the algorithm first. Step 1, start. Step 2, enter character using getChar. Step 3, display the character using putchar. Step 4, stop. We shall implement this algorithm as a C program. First you type this program, hash include stdio.h, void main then within the curly brace int c printf enter a value, then in the next line c equal to get char and close the parenthesis semicolon printf you entered semicolon put char c, then close the curly brace. Now, let us compile this program, and since there is no error we can run it. Now, you just see that the system prompt for enter a value, you are entering a as input. Now, the output will be you entered a. Suppose you are again compiling and running this program, you can see that enter a value, you are entering ABC. Now, you can see the output as you entered A. Here the sequence of character ABC will not be printed, because put char will only print the first character. Now, suppose you again run this program and enter 214 as input, then again the output will be 2. As in the previous case, put char only prints the first character of 214, that is 2. Now, let us move to the next program to print a string using gets and puts. Let us first formulate the algorithm. Step 1, start. Step 2, enter a string using gets. Step 3, display the string using puts. Step 4, stop. Let us implement this algorithm as a C program. Now, you can type this program hash include stdio.h, then void main within curly braces char data of size 100 semicolon printf enter a string semicolon gets within parenthesis data semicolon, then printf entered data is, then puts within parenthesis data semicolon, and now you close the curly brace. Now, you compile this program, and since there is no error, you run this program. You can see that system prompt for enter a string. Suppose you are entering C language. Now, you can see that the output will be enter data is C language. Suppose you are running the program again and enter a string, there you are putting A, B, B as input, the output will be entered data is A, B, B. The puts function can print the output even if it starts with spaces, as you see in the last output. Now, we will move to the next program to study the use of scanf and sprintf functions in C. Sprintf does not display the output on the screen, rather it stores the output in a buffer. Scanf reads data from a buffer instead of from a keyboard. Let us see the algorithm of this program. Step 1, start. Step 2, set x is equal to 20. Step 3, store value of x equal to 20 in str1 using sprintf. Step 4, display str1 using puts. Step 5, read the value stored in str1 and store in str2 using scanf. Step 6, display str2 using puts. Step 7, stop. Now, let us type this program hash include stdio.h int main within curly braces char str1 of size 50 and str2 of size 50. str1 and str2 are declared here as arrays of size 50 and 50. So, we have a detailed session on arrays in coming classes. Int x is equal to 20, then s printf str1 value of x equal to percentage d comma x. Then in the next line puts str1, then you can comment that as double slash prints value of x equal to 20. Then in the next line s scanf str1 comma percentage s str2. This reads data from str1 and stores in str2. Then in the next line you type puts str2, then you can comment it as this prints value scanf stops reading when it sees a space, then return 0, close the curly brace. With the use of sprintf str1 comma value of x is equal to percentage dx puts str1 prints value of x is equal to 20, s scanf str1 percentage s str2 reads data from str1 and stores in str2 and puts str2 prints value only because s scanf stops reading when it sees a space. Let us now compile this program, and after compilation the output will be value of x is equal to 20. In the theory sections, we have already discussed the use of conio.h, that is the console input output header file, which is supported by Turbo C compiler. Conio.h supports the built-in functions like clr, scr, get ch, go to xy, etc. Let us now try to familiarize the use of Turbo C environment with some selected C programs. Remember that if you are using Ubuntu based CC or GCC compiler, you need not explicitly include the conio.h library. You first ensure that you have already installed Turbo C in your system. Let us now open the Turbo C environment. For this, let us use a system with Windows operating system and ensure that you have already installed Turbo C in your system. Let us now open Turbo C environment. The IDE provides a bunch of options in the top menu like file, edit, compile, run, etc. Also, it provides special space for showing the error and warnings, which are normally displayed at the bottom of the IDE. The output of the program will be displayed in an additional command prompt window, which pops up when you run the program. So, let us begin with a hello world program. To write the program, Turbo C provides an editor slightly similar to a text editor. First, we need to open a new Turbo C editor, which can be done by clicking the file menu and new option. So, now we can see the editor. You just type the hello world program. Hash include stdio.h void main within curly brace printf within parenthesis hello world semicolon get ch close the parenthesis semicolon and close the curly brace. Now, go to file menu and save the program. Now, you can put the file name of your choice. Make sure the extension of the file name is .c. Now, you click on options and go to directories. Click on directories and set output directory as you want and source directory as where you have saved the C program file. Now, go to compile menu and click on compile and then click on run option if you have no error after compilation. Now, you can see that there is no error. Now, you click run and you will see the output of your C program as hello world. Now, we will move to the next programs which uses conio.h library. Now, you write a program to familiarize with CLR SCR, get ch and go to xy functions in C. CLR SCR is a predefined function in conio.h which is used to clear the console screen. It is a predefined function. By using this function, we can clear the data from the console, that is from the monitor. Using CLR SCR is always optional, but it should be placed after variable or function declaration only. Get ch is a predefined function which will tell to the console to wait for some time until a key is hit given after running of program. By using this function, we can read a character directly from the keyboard. Generally, get ch are placed at end of the program after printing the output on the screen. Go to xy function places cursor at a desired location on the screen, that is, we can change cursor position using go to xy function. Let us see the algorithm. Step 1 start, step 2 include the file conio.h, step 3 call the function CLR SCR and step 4 display I am at default position. Step 5 call the function go to xy with parameters 10 and 10. Step 6 display its working. Step 7 display to the end of line. Step 8 display ABC. Step 9 call the function get ch. Step 10 stop. Now, you just enter the program in the editor. Hash include stdio.h, this is the standard header file, and you include another header file hash include conio.h. Then you start the main function, that is void main within curly braces. You call the first function, that is CLR SCR, then printf I am at default position. Then you call the next function, that is go to xy with parameters 10, 10, then printf it is working, again printf to the end of line, then printf ABC, get ch, then close the curly brace. In this program, we print the first line of text, I am at default position, in the default position of the left top corner of your screen. In the next level, we set a position at the 10th line and 10 cursor move to the right, and we print the text it is working at this 10, 10 position. Rest of the text will print on the next 2 lines. Let us now compile this program and run. Now, let us see the output of the program. You can see that after printing ABC, the system prompt for a character. This is because we have used a function get ch, and suppose you enter any character, the program will terminate. Now, let us move to another program to familiarize the function CLR EOL in C. CLR EOL clears all characters from the cursor position to the end of the line within the current text window without moving the cursor. It does not return anything. Let us see the algorithm first. Step 1, start. Step 2, include the file conio.h. Step 3, call the function CLR_SCR. Step 4, display I am at default position. Step 5, display it is working. Step 6, display to the end of line. Step 7, call the function go to xy with parameters 6 and 1. Step 8, call the function CLR EOL, and step 9, display ABC. Step 10, call the function get ch, and step 11, stop. Now, we can write the program. You take the text editor and start entering the program. #include stdio.h, #include conio.h, then within main program, within curly brace, you call the function CLR_SCR, then printf I am at default position, then printf it is working. In the next line, printf to the end of line. Now, you call the go to function, go to xy 6, 1, then you call the next function CLR EOL, then printf ABC, then call get ch, then close the curly brace. This program mainly demonstrates the functionality of CLR EOL, and as similar to the previous program, this program normally prints the 3 line of text as shown in the screen. Now, you compile this and run this. You can see the output. The first line, I am at default position, is working, and the next line to the end of line. After this print, we will point our cursor into the location of 6, 1, where the cursor will move 6 character position from left to right in the first line. Then the cursor will reach into the position of @ in the first line. Then our CLR EOL function will replace all this line of text after the 6, 1 position and print the new string ABC. Now, let us see another program with color values in C. Here we will look into 3 different types of programs which are related with the graphical output, basically with color component. In the first program, we will change the text background color. Then in the next program, we will change the text color, and at last we will add some blinking effect to the text. One of the important point you note down while printing text in the screen is we use another print function in C, which is cprintf, where the normal printf function prints a formatted string to the standard output, where in which the cprintf function prints a formatted string to the console. For performing these color related operations, we have a color code table which is shown in the screen. The table shows several colors and corresponding numerical codes or values which indicate the corresponding color. So, you can see that for black it is 0 and blue it is 1, green it is 2 and cyan 3, etc. Then finally, with white as value 15. Now, let us see the first program to change the color of text background. In this program, we will look into how to change background color of a given text. You see the algorithm first. Step 1, start. Step 2, include the file conio.h. Step 3, call the function clr_ser. Step 4, set the text background to read using text background red. Step 5, display. I am going to change your background color using cprintf. Step 6, call the function getch, and step 7, stop. Now, you enter this program in the editor. Hash include stdio.h, hash include conio.h, and within main, after curly brace, you call the function clr_ser, then you call another function text background, and within parenthesis you put red, and you call another function cprintf. I am going to change your background color, then getch, return 0, then close the curly brace. Let me briefly explain the working of this program. The background color of a text can be changed using the predefined function text background. The parameter to this function is the color value. In the given program, it is red, that is a constant denote the red color. Instead of this color value, you can also work with the numerical value shown in the previous section. An output captured after executing this program is shown in the screen. You first compile and run this program, and you can see the output as the text background is changed to red. Now, let us move to the second program, and this program explain how to change the text color using C. Now, you go through the algorithm first. Step 1, start. Step 2, include the file conio.h. Step 3, call the function clr_ser. Step 4, set the text color to red by text color function, and step 5, display the text me in red color using cprintf, and step 6, call the function getch, and step 7, stop. Now, you type this program hash include stdio.h hash include conio.h and void main within curly brace you call the first function clr_str. Now, the next function text color with parameter red and next line C printf me in red color get ch close the curly brace. The function used for changing the color of a given text is text color. The parameter can be the color value which is chosen from the color value table. Here it is again the constant red red. Now, you compile this program and see the result. So, in the screen you can see that the text output is in red color. Now, we will go to the last program. In this program, we will introduce the simple graphical effect of blinking on text. The algorithm is step 1 start, step 2 include the file conio.h, step 3 call function clr_str, step 4 set the text color to magenta and blink, step 5 display are you happy with blinking using C printf, and step 6 call the function get ch and step 7 stop. Now, you enter this program hash include stdio.h hash include conio.h void main within curly brace you call the first function clr_str, then call the function text color with parameter magenta magenta plus blink blink, then C printf are you happy with blinking, then get ch and close the curly brace. This program is very much similar to the previous program. Here we also used the same text color function, but instead of passing the color value as the parameter, we passed another parameter or constant blink blink. In the given program, we pass the color constant magenta and blink for the special graphical effect of blinking text. Now, you compile this program and run. Now, you can see the blinking effect of the text with magenta color in the screen. Thank you all for watching this session. Let us meet in another session with a new topic. Till then, bye.